So the Brawl Talk has just came out, and we have gotten some new sneaks on the new things coming into Brawl Stars. But I want to talk about, is this really what Brawl Stars needs? So this is the 100 Brawler Sirius. He is going to be an ultra legendary who can summon shadows and manipulate them to go where he wants. Just a super strong brawler, if you can already guess. He listed like A tier and S tier for literally every mode by Kairos time. So this is going to be great. You can get him for free if you have every other brawler in the game and win one game with them, or if you get lucky from his boxes or do the box challenge, you know, how most brawlers that come out now have. But you know, honestly, I don't really mind the 100 brawler being like that strong, considering he's an ultra legendary too, and you know, maybe we need a brawler that's stronger to deal with the buffies, like Pierce and Glowbird. They were pretty strong. They're still really strong. But let's talk about...
is a mythic damage dealer.
What? No, alright. I know that sounds bad.
Yes, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh my god, another mythic brawler. At least it's not an assassin this time. I mean, doesn't mean she's not going to be broken, because look at this attack. She sends out a pot, and then she can attack again to release a snake. She only has one ammo. So pretty much you are not safe behind walls. So every new mythic brawler that they're creating seems to just be broken. But like I said, maybe it's not that bad, because now we can have actual brawlers that don't have buffies that are actually good in the meta, unlike only the buffy brawlers, which we're going to get into later in this video, the new buffies. But, you know, she just seems like a fun, good brawler. Also, now, here are the buffies. I don't like that 2 legendary brawlers are getting buffies, because that just means they're pretty strong. But honestly, with the new buffies that are coming out in this update, it actually seems pretty balanced. Like, the reworks are good. I think it just adds more skill to a brawler, rather than, you know, especially crows. You know, you would poison him, and then you would just press a button, and they would pretty much just be slowed for, like, crazy amount of time, or get a shield. But, yeah, pretty balanced for that one. BB, actually, I don't know about this one being balanced. To be fair, the rework, the gadget's good. I still think the first one's probably going to be better, but because now it's going to have lifesteal instead of just a heal. The home run one, it's alright. It does more damage. And then their super does more damage. The battle stance is just whenever she hits with a super. But her hypercharge one's the craziest one. Makes her just go super fast. Bull, honestly, I still think he's just not going to be that great. Now he has to, you know, hit someone to heal, which more skill, but like I said, I don't know if this is even going to make him good. He's probably going to be still, like, better than he used to be, for sure, but definitely not as game-breaking as the other buffies, like last update. Last update was crazy, like, how broken they were. They were just completely, every single one of them were top of S tier, best in the game, and now we might have some balanced ones. Nita doesn't seem too bad, just kind of, you know, okay, immunity is kind of crazy, but, the overshield is fine. That's just, you know, average idea. The hyper bear one makes it so that she unloads faster, which is good. And, you know, Buffy is okay. It just makes her bigger and, you know, longer range. Okay, that's crazy. The teleporter with his clone is crazy. I mean, now you can throw that. That's what everyone expected. Smoke Trails just makes it so that he does more damage on the first hit, and then the Invisi-Heal makes it so it lasts longer. And the Hyper Buffy is kind of an issue that I have with it. It does pretty much max range no matter where you are, which is insane. Also, look at the range on that with his Buffy. And then the Tripwire. I mean, I don't know how to feel about the Tripwire one. It just knocks back people into it, but definitely having a, you know, auto set off your mind was really good. So, I'll have to see what it's like. Also, the 4th arrow is crazy. But this is definitely the most hyped part of the update, which is the new prestige system and new trophy system that comes with it. So now, pretty much records are dead. Thank you. We did not need them. It just was mastery, but worse. And now you can have prestiges, so you won't lose trophies after the trophy season reset over 1,000. You'll keep your trophies, and 3,000 is the max. So on the second prestige, you use this. You see this really cool animation, and you get a profile icon for that brawler prestige. So, and then yes, the third one, you get a special new title that is Neon, and the more prestige you get, the more battle card. Like this battle card upgrades, 1, 25, 50, just very cool. I like the new aesthetic of it. It's very, very nice. So good job. Now we're going to be having kind of the Sugar Rush event like during the Halloween season, but now it's going to be with like coins, power points, chaos drops, and trophies. So you can get double trophies kind of to offset the 3,000 that you're going to need to, get the max prestige. But also the win streaks are going to be going up to plus 10 trophies so that you can deal with it. And this is also amazing. Loaded showdown with just game modes instead of power points, or not power points, instead of the, why can't I think of it? Power cubes. That is what I was talking about. You can literally drive a car, which is kind of insane. Boss fights, more boss fights. Personally, me, I'm not a fan, but some people do like it. Also, this slowdown feature is going to be very cool, and the tiny tornadoes, just good. Thank you, Supercell. We needed a lot of these new stuff. Also, this mode, which is kind of like the one in the Godzilla event. I think it was the Godzilla event. No, it was the sushi event. That's what it was. Also, the hypercharges for Pierce. Like, look at this. 2 waves, and they pierce. And then Glowbird also is getting a hypercharge where it goes in every direction. Just making the broken brawlers even better. I don't know about that. But let me just talk about the overall update and if I think this is what Brawl Stars needs to succeed. Previously, I made a video on the decline of Brawl Stars, and I said a couple things in that video which are actually getting, pretty talked about right now. So the first thing I said was about how new features don't feel developed, and there's just not really any new features that are permanent. And the clear answer to this is buffies. In the Time to Explain podcast, we see how it actually increases retention over time for the game and overall, hype, which I agree. I believe buffies are very fun, of course. Maybe not when you're versing them and getting destroyed because they're the best brawlers in the game, but I think they're just something to work towards, and honestly, it's a pretty fun mechanic, so that is good. The second thing I talked about was, it was a kind of silly thing, but I was talking about how just, again, no really permanent things, because there was a point in time for Brawl Stars where it's kind of just collab after collab after collab, so they were using so much time to make these, 1 month long super cool events that were very hype, but then after it was kind of like, okay, now there's nothing to do, because that was the only hype thing. It was kind of stupid to say that, because it was really good for the game, but also, the pressure to make even better events, and then also having no permanent things except for brawlers during that time was kind of an issue that I saw. But overall, I think they're doing better. They're now adding stuff, and they're kind of taking it back on collabs, even though one of the most funs I have was in a collab with the game, and it was the sushi event, which I made a couple videos, which honestly I still think are my most favorite videos I've ever made. But anyway, and then the third thing I said in that video, okay, my third point was kind of stupid. I literally said that it was a long time between content and Brawl Talks. It's kind of stupid. That's just how updates roll out. But I think it was also just saying, because the brawlers that were coming out honestly were not that exciting, but this update changes it. 2 really, really cool brawlers that are probably going to be broken, but that kind of fixes the problem. But I like the new modes that they're experimenting with, with the showdown mode. That's gonna be so fun. I'm going to make so much videos off of that. It's gonna be so good. But honestly, W update, this is what Brawl Stars needs. We needed the new trophy system to get people back to push competitively. And now with Clash Royale on the massive decline it is, maybe we can see some players transfer over from that game to Brawl Stars. So no more Clash Royale, and maybe some Brawl Stars upcline. Jinxie, if you get on this game, that will be the most amazing thing ever. I know he's played it once, but you know, more can't hurt, right? You know, maybe Brawl Stars streams. That would be actually insane. I would love to see that. But overall, W update by Brawl Stars, and let me know what you guys think of this in the comments section down below.